Hello from Hapinest. Today I want to show you how to get the best results with the clay from your DIY clay jewelry bowl. First thing, we just want to take each one of your pieces of clay after you've taken them out of the plastic and cut them each in half. Take your knife, cutting each one, splitting each one in half, and then we're going to soften them by holding each piece. The more you work the clay, it gets warm, and then it's easier to roll. So we'll just squish them and around in our hands until they're soft and pliable. And as you do that, you can do 2 at a time, then that makes it twice as fast. So as soon as you have that softened, then you can start to roll it. And you just roll it back and forth with your palm and with your fingers until you get a desired length, which is usually about kind of like the length of a pencil, maybe even more. You just want to have a thin, you can kind of, as it gets longer, it's easier to go back and forth, so you're not trying to roll the whole thing with a small, and then sometimes it'll come apart. And it doesn't have to be perfectly even, but you take and so you can lay that, and then you do that with each one of them. Okay, now that we have them all about the same length, you want them all to be about the same length so that when you twist them together, you don't have extras hanging off the edges. So now we're just going to scoot them together. Scoot them all together so that we can create a rope with your clay. And it's okay if they overlap. That just gives a little bit of variety when it gets twisted. So once they're squished together, then you take one end and you start twisting it. And the more you twist it, the more design that you'll get. So if you do it, it says a tight rope. So you can do a really tight twist. If you want less design in it, then you won't twist it as much. But usually the more that you twist it, it gives that more of a marble look. So you want to twist it really tight. So once you have it all twisted, kind of like those twisted lollipops. And it'll keep twisting. So sometimes you just keep twisting and twisting. So then you want to fold it in half. Fold it in half. And then you want to twist it again. And again, the more you twist, the more twists in it that you get, the more marble effect that you will get in your bowl once it's rolled out. You can twist it as much as you like. And then fold it in half again. And you can end there, and the instructions say to just roll it in a ball, just kind of squish it in a ball, or you can keep twisting it again and again. Then you'll get really fine little tiny lines. But if you do this, then you just kind of smash it into a ball, almost like you're trying to just And then you just roll it into a ball. And then you'll place it on your mat. And this is where you'll start to see your design. So you take your roller and you'll start to roll it from the center out to the edge of the circle. And you want to just go past that white line. And as soon as you're past that white line, then you can take your template and put it over the top and cut your bowl. And it's a lot of clay, so it's kind of hard at this point because it's really thick. But just take your time and enjoy seeing the design start to show up. And it's kind of fun to see what you created with your twisting and how the clay, and it comes out different every time. So you just never know what you're gonna get. But if you just keep rolling until you get to the line, and you want to go just a little bit past the line so that your template can try to get an even roll from the center. Sometimes the center wants to just stay really thick, but you kind of have to push really hard to get that center out to the edges. Okay, so it looks like we're about, there's just a little bit more, I can still see the white line there. Okay, now we take your template and you place it on the top of your bowl, and then you want to cut all the edges off so you have a nice clean edge to have a clean edge for your bowl. Now if you like more of a different, like a rough edge or a little bit different edge, you can leave it just how you rolled it out, and it will still work. So you take your template off, and then you carefully remove your bowl, or the clay. Try not to distort it like by pulling it. You just pull it off carefully until you can get the hole. It's kind of like making a pie. You have to be really careful with that dough so that you don't. And see, you can pick which side has it kind of shows up different. This side is a little bit more smooth. This one has a lot more lines and design. So depends on what you want inside your bowl. And then just kind of flatten a little bit of the edges if they got a little distorted. So then you'll take your design or your clay, and then if you find just a basic oven-safe bowl, and place your clay right in the center of it, and just carefully push it down a little bit on the edges, and it will have just a small little dish shape depending on the bowl that you put it in. And there we go, and we have our design and ready to go put it in the oven and make your bowl.